This episode of the Tony Robbins Podcast is brought to you by Breakthrough, the mobile app with the tools and strategies you need to take your life to the next level. Imagine that Tony Robbins himself was your life coach, and you had direct access to his most powerful ideas and proven tactics whenever you want, wherever you want, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Introducing the Tony Robbins Breakthrough app. Whether you're looking to improve your finances, your career, your health, your relationships, or even just the way you feel every day, the Tony Robbins Breakthrough app is your key to real, lasting change in your life. Breakthrough is a digital library of Tony's best content, a curated collection of some of his most watched short videos like What Makes a Relationship Work and How to Master the Game of Money. And when you're ready for deeper immersion, you can purchase digital copies of Tony's best-selling products, including his #1 personal and professional development program of all time, Ultimate Edge. The Breakthrough app also includes interactive features like a journal to track your progress and the all-new Wheel of Life, a free assessment test that shows you where you are today in each of the 7 areas of your life, so you know with certainty what you need to focus on to achieve an extraordinary quality of life in all areas. Download the free Tony Robbins Breakthrough app today. Get yourself on track to the life you desire and you know you deserve. Now available in the App Store and in Google Play. Hey guys, welcome back to the Tony Robbins Podcast. If you're familiar with Tony's events, then you definitely know about Business Mastery. This 5-day immersive seminar is a deep dive into the business growth strategies, systems, and resources that you need to take your business to the next level. It's not a business growth conference. It's a platform for explosive growth. You learn the innovative strategies that industry leaders like Apple, Zappos, and Facebook used to find massive success. You address the critical factors impacting your own business and learn how you can refocus and realign with a winning business strategy and psychology to compete and innovate in any economy. Because when it comes to business, it shouldn't be about surviving, it should be about thriving, having absolute mastery, ownership of purpose, and fulfillment like no other. In these next 3 episodes, we're taking you to a special segment within Tony's Business Mastery event, where Tony holds a panel discussion with the business leaders behind today's fastest growing companies. First up is Slava Rubin, the co-founder of the crowdfunding powerhouse Indiegogo. Rubin founded the company in 2008 alongside Danae Ringelman and Eric Schell, and since then has seen the company explode, having hosted over 600,000 crowdfunding campaigns. They now have 100 employees, and nearly 15 million people from all over the world go to Indiegogo every month to discover these groundbreaking products and services that are solving the world's problems. You'll hear Slava talk about how they persevered through 93 no's from venture capitalists, and how they finally found their niche, and how they continue to stand out from the crowd. No pun intended. He'll also talk about what the future of crowdfunding looks like for Indiegogo and everybody.
Slava, so great to have you.
Thank you. That's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Days and nights here. So, we've been talking about, how companies get started, how they get funded, the challenges they face. You and I are now partners in business, which I'm very privileged to be. Slava purchased a company of ours, and so we've merged and we're, playing a part in Indiegogo. But what you've built is so ingenious. It's $1 billion that's been distributed through the site now?
Well over, but who's counting?
But you funded like everything you can imagine. I saw you funded the first baby you funded. Tell us about that for starters.
Oh yeah, that's a good opener. Indiegogo, we launched in 2008 in January, and
wintertime.
That's right. It turned winter in the fall, and people have been trying to fund different ideas on the site. And then all of a sudden, there was this woman on Twitter who was saying how she couldn't get in vitro fertilization. She got rejected. So I just tweeted out back to her. I'm like, hey, let's DM, direct message, and we got in contact. Next thing you know, I hear this story, which is they're in their late 20s, this couple from Florida, and they've been rejected by all the hospitals and insurance companies because the odds of them getting pregnant from in vitro are way too low. So what's the point? So somehow, they're able to put up their story on Indiegogo. The woman was brave enough to tell her whole story, and she raises enough money for in vitro. And I'll tell you right away that all she wanted...
That's incredible.
All she wanted... See, you already have the punchline, but all she wanted was the opportunity to fail. No one would ever give her the chance to even see if the odds could be beat. And yet she was able to get on Indiegogo. She was able to raise. They got in vitro, and they totally had a baby. And it's, yeah.
Give it up. That's awesome.
That is awesome. That ended up becoming a New York Times article. And after that, now many women and many families and many people have gotten in vitro and all kinds of things funded. So now there's many, thousands, if not tens of thousands of people that are alive and, all that good stuff because of, that campaign and then other companies that have followed through to do similar. So it's really exciting. That's the ultimate result. People ask me regularly, what's my favorite campaign? And I always try to say I don't like to pick my children, which one I like. And I like to tell that story. So you got that one up front. There you go.
That's very nice. Tell us the beginning. How did this come about? Because you were the first in this category. And you and I were talking. You said it wasn't called, you called it social marketplace, if I remember correct. Tell us a little bit about how it started, where the vision came from, and the early days.
Sure. So if you could just think back, we came up with the idea in 2006. And it's the fall of 2006. MySpace is still bigger than Facebook, and YouTube is not owned by Google yet. Probably actually most of you have not used YouTube at the time. And my two co-founders and I had mutual frustration of trying to raise money using the internet. Danae had been raising money for a theater production. Eric also was on the board of a theater production. And I was trying to raise money using the internet because my dad died of cancer 10 years prior, and I started a charity 1 year before in 2005. We were using email, PayPal was available but struggled, and it was hard to get the word out. And we just thought, why is it with the internet democratizing so many things that access to capital is all about knowing the right gatekeeper? Who is the banker? Who is the VC? Who is the person that gets to stamp you yes or no? It kind of felt foreign when eBay was flourishing and YouTube was kind of becoming something special. And Danae had the original idea, and she used to be a banker, an investment banker, and she wanted to come up with a mutual fund where the people that invested in the mutual fund would then get to vote on the allocation of the fund into different ventures. Kind of interesting. But then I said that if you want to change the finance industry, you can't do it in the finance industry. She repeated herself. She said, I want to raise a mutual fund where the people vote. I said, I get it, but if you want to change the finance industry, you can't do it in the finance industry. And she said it again. And then Eric, who had been one of my best friends, the third co-founder, is like, Eric says, Slava, do you understand everything? You're good? I'm like, yeah. Have you heard of Prosper? This is a brand new company at the time, and they were coming out with peer-to-peer lending. And then both of them said no, especially Danae. And then I said, have you heard of YouTube? Eric had heard of it because we would watch different sports clips on it. And Danae said no. So I showed Danae